Hello, welcome to Bayou Time. I'm your host, Tam McGee. Today we've got some exciting guests. We have Christopher Coots and Dual Yelverton, and we're going to be talking about Louisiana's new Fortified roof program. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so just to get started, Fortified roof program is a new program. The state of Louisiana is kind of offering a grant program, and it goes live today, in fact. Is that correct?
Today was the third round of the grants.
Okay. So you had two other opportunities before, and this is the third chance you had to apply for one of these grants. For somebody who's basic, Chris, tell me what the Fortified Roof Program is.
So the Fortified Roof Program, from the standpoint of LDI, is a grant program that helps to reinforce our local roofs by using the Fortified system from IBHS. So a more resilient roof creates a more insurable home, a more insurable product for the insurance companies, which should in turn give us more insurance carriers coming into the state and help reduce rates.
You say LDI, we're talking about the Louisiana Department of Insurance, right?
Correct.
And so this is a program they created to kind of make sure that we can get a better roofing product on our roofs and make sure to help lower insurance rates, because we're seeing a big problem across all of Louisiana as far as insurance goes. What goes into fortifying a roof?
So fortifying a roof starts with stripping it down and starting over. So you strip it down, considering a re-roof. We strip it down, the roofer strips it down to basic plywood, sheathing, etc., whatever substrate they have, and then they re-nail it. They have to put on a sealed roof deck, which there's multiple assemblies they can choose from, and then drip edge, starter strip, and then the shingles again. Metal and clay is a little bit more difficult, but most of our work is shingles, and it's the easiest route to go.
What if you just put on a new roof after Hurricane Ida? Do you have an option for you, or do you have to go back and basically put on a new roof again?
So in the Fortified program, there is a retrofit aspect with spray foam. The spray foam aspect has to have, one of the main requirements of that is full access to the entire underside of the roof. So if someone has a cathedral ceiling and it's shingles on top, drywall on the bottom of their rafter, they're not going to qualify for the retrofit. If they do have full access to 100% underneath that roof, it can be evaluated to see if they're a good fit for that. Personally, we refer off people that don't meet that just got a new roof because of all the storms we've had, to look into the wind mitigation program that still exists.
And how does somebody find out if their roof would qualify for a retrofit? Like, what process do they call you? How does it start?
Great question. So anyone, whether it's the roofer, the homeowner, a general contractor, a friend, a family member, can contact anybody at Arcane, say, hey, we want to know if this works. From there, depending on what they're looking for, we ask a series of questions. Sometimes we may have to do an on-site visit. The LDI program does require us to do an on-site visit, and we evaluate it from there. They take final determination.
Okay. Now, Dual, you are kind of the project manager in this area. And so what is the kind of the checks and balances of the program?
Sure. I mean, we submit everything to LDI. Our job is to go out there, assess the site, make sure everything meets standard of what LDI and IHBS is looking for this system. We go out there, do our initial inspection, schedule it with us. We get out there, go through that process, make sure that the rafter spacing meets the standards, make sure the substrate that we're putting it on is going to meet the standards, and make sure the home meets the standards. It kind of is with the homeowner to make sure it's going to fit into the qualifications, but we can go out there and double check as well. Once that's submitted, we make that profile for you in LDI. They get you in contact with a contractor, or a contractor can reach out to you. Then they move on with the re-roof standard.
And this system is kind of created so that the insurance company can rely that it's a third party checking into it and not just the homeowner and the contractor, because I think they're going to be issuing a certificate when this is all said and done. Is that kind of where this is headed?
Yes, sir. So they reach this designation. Once you have that certificate of completion and the reporting side, you can revise that if there's any renovations, or you can go back out there and redesignate it every 5 years. That's a certificate that stays with the homeowner.
How much stronger is a fortified roof versus a regular roof?
So they have all the percentages on IHBS site, IBHS's site, as far as the system. We can't really attest to that exact measurement because they have different hazard areas and everything like that. what we look for is the three main vulnerabilities on the roof and sealing that up. They have expanded packages for it with Fortified Silver and Gold, which all require the roof deck system, but we're looking for how it's connected to the rafters. We're looking for the roof edges, which is your most vulnerable part, and then kind of how it's fastened, everything together. It works as a complete system for a sealed roof deck, and it definitely is a stronger base for it.
And do you think the homeowner can have more confidence that if we get another named storm, that their roof has a better chance of surviving?
Yeah, we document every project. This is a product that's going to have 200 to 300 photos from the part of the process. Insurance has already said, hey, this is a better product. We want y'all putting this on. We're there to make sure everything goes in.
And how much can a homeowner get with a grant?
$10,000, up to $10,000.
And how much does a roof typically, a fortified roof, cost?
So there's not going to be very many roofs out there that are under $10,000. So pretty much everyone's going to get 10 for the most part. And then they have to pay that variance between the two.
Okay. And instead of a new roof, what if they're just retrofitting? How much does that typically
Still
cost?
10.
Still 10, and how much does a retrofit cost, roughly? I know every roof's different. They're bigger, but...
It could cost an easy $10,000.
Gotcha. So but the grant could pay for most of the retrofitting if you have a roof already out there that you just got put back on and you want to upgrade it.
Correct, but there's very specific details that have to be watched. We're sitting at about 200 files right now, Arcane is, as a company, and we haven't had any do retrofit yet.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Arcane Inspection with Dual Yelverton and Christopher Coots.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Parabon General Health Systems, modern technology, and timeless caring. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights. South Louisiana Bank, it's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough. Alford and Associates, for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
All right, welcome back. We are here with Arcane Inspectors. They're very involved in the Fortified Roof Program. We're learning a lot about the program today. One of the things we want to talk about is this is not only a grant program. In a lot of ways, it's about making sure you get a trusted contractor. Not just any contractor can do this. There's a certain list of them that are available on the Department of Insurance websites. You're working with these guys. Tell me a little bit about the contracting side of this, Dual.
Yeah, so the contractors have to meet standards through our third party as well. We're going after the Fortified system, so they have to do approved Fortified testings. These contractors have to submit their information onto the state site to be recognized by the state. Also, they're going back to see how long they've been in business, how many times they filed, make sure everything's up to standard, and also the insurances that they hold. So you are getting a quality contractor whenever you're selecting from this pool that have submitted their information.
And I went on the website for the Department of Insurance, and there's a list of actual contractors that they were basically approved of to do the work, which I think gives a lot of comfort, because what we saw after Hurricane Ida was a lot of fly-by-night guys come in, a lot of people that, people were desperate. They were, just desperately wanting a roof on their house. They're willing to pay anybody to go up there and nail it. And frankly, I'm not sure if any homeowner knows what he really got. This process makes sure the homeowners knows he's not getting defrauded. And I think that's a lot of big peace of mind when it goes. Now, you're working with these guys kind of on a daily basis, and you're there sort of as a resource for them. Is that fair to say, Dual?
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, I've seen it myself, being in the roofing industry and also being from down here. A lot of these guys are already getting callbacks, these homeowners, trying to find the person that put on their roof system and not having any quality control with it. We're kind of there helping out those contractors meet those standards, but also confirming the testings that they've been through and reporting that to the state.
one of the things I didn't realize until we were talking at the break was that this round that started today is the first one that's available to just the general public. Before, it was just citizen policy. So this is the first chance everybody gets a crack at it. Are you seeing some increased interest in it? What's been the feedback you received so far?
Chris, if you want to take that.
So today's grant, I think, lasted less than 10 minutes. The first round that went was 500, and it went in under 2 minutes. The second round, there was a hiccup with LDI. Something happened with the site, so we don't know real times on that one. But this one was less than 10 minutes. That was 750 files. There's one more round for 750 files, and then it'll be up to the new insurance commissioner from there if he continues the program.
So they were given a pool of money by the state, and these grants are basically been going as soon as they put them up. Is kind of the fast way to say it, right?
Yep.
But before, you had to be a citizen's policy, so you couldn't, just the general public couldn't get it. You had to, state wanted a discount on its own insurance company is really what was going on.
Right.
But now you see it open to everybody, and then you see the fourth round of it. So the demand has been there for you. How do people get in touch with Arcane if they want to use? They don't have to use you specifically, but if they want to get in touch with you, how do they do it?
The easiest way to get a hold of us is to get a hold of our amazing office administrator, Christy. She's at 504-444-3210, extension 2. That's the easiest way, or you can reach out to us at info@arcaneinspections.com, which can also be found on our website.
And you're doing this in other states. Where else are y'all working right now?
We currently have jobs in Mississippi, and we just started picking up work in Mobile.
And we were talking before the segment started, Mobile has really kind of started this Fortified roof program in the South, right?
Correct. On the residential side, Louisiana actually leads fortified commercial multifamily in the nation.
We don't hear the word Louisiana leads very often in this state, but it's always comforting when you do hear it. I think it's been a focus of the state policy to try and do whatever we can to get these insurance policies down.
Correct. We got to become more insurable.
Got to become more insurable. What is the biggest roadblock as you see? Is it just about funding to get more of these grants going, or do you see a future where just general consumers are going to go to the Fortified Roof program?
At the end of the day, it is knowledge. We're kind of seeing it unfold right now. If you have new home construction, this product is great for, with the updated standards on Fortified Silver and Fortified Gold. I encourage roofers, contractors, handymen that do these additions to reach out, learn a new skill set with it. It's really knowledge at the end of the day, what we're trying to help out. We're promoting this new system. We're promoting kind of the standards that it goes with, and also increasing the knowledge base for these people on your roof.
And this is just completely subjective. After I drove around, all of Southeast Louisiana. What I noticed was stuff that was constructed before like 1945 and stuff that was constructed after Katrina generally did well during Ida. It was the stuff that was kind of in between. And I think what you saw was like the pre-war building was just, a ton of wood and nails. And then the Katrina, we raised the standards up. There is a big benefit from higher standards, as you see, is like what survived storms. I think that's kind of undeniable at this point.
Correct.
And I think part of this too is the Fortified Roof program is a way for us to kind of increase building standards, maybe not by rule and regulation, but by like wink and encouragement and kind of pushing people to do it.
As more people do Fortified, the insurance companies will start to compete for better risk homes, and we should see increases in discounts, same way as Mobile had. Additionally, we'll see the labor aspect start to drop off as they become more competitive and knowledgeable of the situation as well.
The only thing I wished and I regretted was we didn't do the Fortified Roof program right after Ida. I wish people, we would have done it right away, and that way you wouldn't have anybody doing a new roof. Because I think that the biggest problem you have, people just did their roof, they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
It was knowledge. I've been pushing this since 2018, and it's just now starting to take off this year, it feels like.
Yeah, so you saw the future before it came.
A little bit.
We have the why. Now it's the what is the insurable asset.
Unfortunately, we could probably talk about roofs and insurance all day long, but we're out of time, and we appreciate you for coming by. And that's all we have for Bayou Time today, folks. Thank you for tuning in.